Are we alive? 2 weeks in a row?
I know. This is a new record for us.
I know.
Since our last streak ended.
The most consistent show on the network.
For 2 weeks running now.
Yes. Now we have to catch up to Rick because he's been more consistent than us.
No, we can't have that. We can't have that. By the way, Rick, I've been meaning to give you a bit of constructive criticism, and this isn't like bullshit or anything. You need to stop interrupting your co-hosts and guests. Let them finish a thought.
He can't do that.
Why
It's
not?
his show.
Yeah, I know that.
He can cut their mic.
Oh,
He can be like, I'm going to turn you off, Zubin.
I'm just saying it's very distracting sometimes when Zubin wants to say, "Hey, I really like," and Rick goes like, "Oh, chocolate milk, yes, chocolate milk's great." And it's like, "No, Rick, let Zubin talk."
Only thing I know about these people are the sounds of their voice and everything that they've told me about in the podcast. But you can tell who's the alpha of the three.
Rick is alpha AF.
So I think anytime he talks, everybody else has to cower.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Cody's pretty alpha.
Yeah.
Cody's
tail
pretty...
between their legs.
Exactly. Now, one could say that maybe the Skinny with Mike and Adam do the same thing.
No, we're both alpha AF. Like, we're constantly fighting for dominance.
Exactly.
On the show.
That's what I've always felt. But yeah, then it kind of just turns into a bad episode of The Dead Bedouins. You know, when you get talking over a lot.
Yes.
And yeah.
So yeah, not like I'm not like making fun of Rick's show or anything. I think Rick's show is great. This last week's episode was very entertaining and informative. But this is something I've been noticing lately. Like, Rick really needs to let his co-hosts finish their sentences before he finishes it for them. That's all. I'm just saying.
His brain is going so fast.
Yeah. Alpha AF, dude.
Alpha AF. This is what sobriety does to you. It gets your like brain functioning again.
Yeah.
And now it's just going like pew 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 pew.
Well, I guess that show is doomed.
Doomed.
Sobriety AF. Hey everybody, welcome to this week's episode of The Skinny with Mike and Adam. Episode 0237, I think. Very cool.
I've lost track so many weeks ago.
Yeah, well, getting closer and closer to that episode 250, which I guess we should probably figure out what to do sometime soon. Is that enough weeks for us to come up with like a music video or something?
We should. Now that we successfully figured out how to make videos.
We've uploaded upwards of 3 videos.
We did it, guys. I know on the last episode we weren't really sure when Adversity AF was going to come out.
Yes.
But
our lawyers contacted us shortly after.
Yes.
And told us
it needs to come out June 7th.
Correct. Yes.
And so we were like, okay, fine. Let's do a couple of little promo videos. So we had those released, and we thought that maybe that would get the hype train rolling, and boy, did it.
Well, you have to actually subscribe to the page for your YouTube feed to let you know that it's available. Because, to be fair, we did not let anybody know. I mean, this show does get a lot of traffic each week. So I want to remind you guys again that documentary that we've been hyping. And if you're not like a fan of us on Facebook, you wouldn't have known about it anyway. So you could go to the Skinny Official on YouTube. That's our YouTube page. I believe it's the intro video. But anyway, Adversity AF, the Come On Guys story, is there, and it should be like the 3rd or 4th video in our timeline. So go check that out. And we were Adam worked really really hard on it, and like I'm legit really proud of him because he learned how to do like some amateur video editing in such a short amount of time, and he like painstakingly went in there and fixed all the errors constantly, and like I could see that it was like frustrating him, but like he kept at it.
And then Mike would sit down and start editing. I'm like, no, don't do that. You're gonna screw up everything if you do that. No, okay, it's okay. Everything's fine.
Oh my God, this just turned into a Golden Girls episode. What did you do? All our footage is gone.
Well, and remember we had 7 hours of Makilla
penis
talking.
Footage.
We had to cut it down to like 15 minutes.
Yeah, because let's be honest, most of it was just drunken rambling, mostly just racial epithets.
Right.
Right. And terrible person.
He started naming all of his children, and that like went on for an hour.
Oh, and
that was like
halfway through the documentary, he started naming in alphabetical order all of his STDs. And that literally took 6.5 hours.
Really? It felt like only 2 to me.
Okay.
But it might have been 6.5. I really think I blacked out. But yeah, I just like cut giant segments out and trimmed it all down. Somehow turned it into like a story. And I was surprised I was able to do that because I just had all this material. And
narrative
freaking
flow.
Rainbow Sprinkle, he kept on looking down at his nuts. Did you notice that?
We did notice that because we also put out a video before the documentary came out explaining what that was.
Right, because I wanted to make sure that anybody who's going to watch it, they're going to see Rainbow Sprinkle look down at his crotch like numerous times. I had lost track of how many, and I edited out so many of them.
To the layman, it may look like he's looking down at a script of some sort, but that's not true. It clearly says, if you're paying attention to the documentary, that he just had surgery done on his scrotal lymphedema.
Yes.
So kind of like, have you ever heard of the phantom limb phenomenon? It's like that. Like he's looking down because he misses his. How many pounds was that?
136.
Right, just under the world record of 136 pound scrotum.
Right.
So.
I mean, he got it removed in 2014. So it's been like almost 3 years that he's been without it, but he's still freaking checking for it.
That's right.
It's weird. And then he walks in here wearing those shorts. I was just like,
he's proud, dude.
Man, I mean, remember when
he's never gotten to wear shorts like that in his entire life. So he's just let him have that.
I mean, when we first met him back in 2013,
yes.
I mean, he was wearing a hoodie.
As pants.
He was wearing a hoodie as pants. There was like a little hood down there. I mean, I thought like Trayvon Martin had walked in on his hands, but I was wrong because it was just Rainbow Sprinkle's nuts.
Yes.
So it made sense that he looked down. I mean, he told us this off camera.
Yeah.
So we didn't get to add it to the footage that he was going to be
you can only add so much to this this documentary is just chock full of useful information that you'll carry with you for the rest of your life. I mean, like, there's that Al Gore documentary, An Inconvenient Truth.
Right.
There's Fahrenheit 9/11.
I was going to
say. Now there's Adversity AF.
Amongst others.
And the rest.
Blackfish.
This
is right up there.
Hot Girls Wanted.
Hot Girls Wanted. I enjoy them all, including.
This is right up there in the upper echelon of documentary.
So I realized, I was just telling Mike, there's some parts of the audio that are a little bit louder than other parts.
I tried to fix that in the YouTube thing and didn't. There's no option for do that.
So all I can say, I mean, we do make reference back to episode 100. I know that was 137 episodes ago.
Part in the history of not only this show, but the history of Drive By Curious.
Exactly. We had special guest Dave LeBlanc have and his friend the D fought Makilla in a rap battle.
Yeah.
So I was able to get some of the audio from that podcast. But I didn't.
We had to go to the Library of Congress to get that too.
It was there.
We had to drive all the way over there
to Washington D.C. They couldn't send it electronically.
No, that technology doesn't exist, unfortunately.
So unfortunately, like those clips from that episode are louder than the rest of the documentary. So that's like one mistake out of a few other mistakes in the documentary. But hopefully, people won't pick up on the other 75.
But in all seriousness, Adam did a great job, and I really encourage you guys to go to the Skinny Official our YouTube page and go check out Adversity AF. It's a great thing, and we want to do things like this in the future too. So if you guys like it, please let us know. If you guys dislike it, also please let us know. We want to know why. We want to get better. We want to continue making content, not just podcasts every week.
I don't know. And Mike and we've been talking about Colton for all these months, and
now
I feel
people get to see Colton.
I mean, we gave the camera to Rainbow Sprinkle and Makilla, and they drove around Colton, kind of filming.
Did they ever give us that camera back?
I forgot.
Adam,
damn it!
You can't give expensive equipment to known felons.
We'll get it back eventually, but they did. We did get some B-roll of Colton, like all the best stuff. So again, I had to edit out so much like prostitution and
so much incriminating evidence that could be used in a court of law.
But luckily, I just take the stuff that was filmed during the daytime because oh man, the stuff at night that they filmed,
it's mostly just guttural noises and ghetto slang,
and just like I don't know,
you get a flash of light here and there, and
there's just like semen everywhere.
Oh, I know.
But
let them keep the camera, I think, on second thought.
Exactly. So check it out, please. Let us know what you think, even if you hate it. Yeah, I just know that Mike tells me we have like hundreds of listeners every week.
We do. We have listeners in the triple digits.
Yes,
which is still like to this day amazing to me. But so I want to like, you guys are listening to this, so I know you have the internet.
I think.
I don't think anyone's listening to this through singing Telegram.
I doubt it. But
like to bring me the horizon. Yeah.
But if all of those triple digits could just go and click on the documentary, I know it's a little long for your attention spans these days.
If you can listen to our show, this is like a third of that.
Right. Then this is only like 18 minutes total, and just give me your honest feedback. Mm-hmm. Tell me, like, that was cool, that was terrible, that was funny. I'm really trying to make it funny. That was the main thing.
Yeah. So
not that I'm trying too hard to make it funny. I just tried to make it funny.
That's just Adam's editing style, baby.
I know.
That's just who Adam is.
I know. I tried to tell a real story, and it just so happened that it got humorous.
Yes.
And I tried to edit out the humor to make it more serious.
Because this is a serious documentary. We're going to turn this into the Oscars one day.
I know, but it just I couldn't take out all of the funny stuff. So I left some of the funny stuff in. Let me know what you think.
On a related note, please go to Drive By Curious, DRIVEBY Curious.bandcamp.com, and do everything that we just said, groveling right now.
Right.
On that webpage, on the website as well.
And don't forget how much time I had to spend away from my family, and in turn deal with that element of life.
Yes.
Like, my wife would walk in. Still working on your film?
Filmmaking serious business. God,
Mom, get out of my room.
So, not only that, before we get into some news stuff we got planned to talk about today, I want to go over some feedback-ish stuff. We got a small handful of things. We got a message from our listener Daniel,
our favorite #1 fan,
aka DSD, aka #1 fan.
It's just the skinny with Mike and Adam and DSD at this point.
That's right.
And Brandon. Don't forget Brandon.
Great, if not a little depressing. Sorry, not disappointing. Great, if not a little depressing episode.
Well, shit.
I would like to. Well, what did we talk about last?
Well,
week?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, it had to be depressing because it's real.
Yeah, dude. It'd be weird if it was funny.
I used to have a favorite lead singer.
He's dead.
He's no longer with us. Thanks.
Thanks, Adafan.
I was looking on Netflix and World's Greatest Dad popped up. I was like, oh yeah, another one of my favorite people from my youth.
Dead.
From hanging.
I would like to, but this message has glimmers of hope, Adam.
Glimmers.
I would like to inform Adam that I have listened to Bad Motorfinger.
Fucking A right. I'm so happy to see this. I saw this message already.
Okay. Well,
and I was very happy to hear it.
Like to listen to this.
Yes.
And it is great.
Yes.
And about the new Paramore album, which we also reviewed last week.
Yes.
I really enjoyed it. I really disliked their self-titled, so I was happy that this was more focused and had all around better songs. As for Linkin Park, which we also reviewed last week.
Yes.
Yeah, it's probably going to end up being my worst album of the year. There is not a single song I enjoyed. Everything about it was bland and uninteresting.
Man.
Like you, Mike, I don't care that they changed their sound. I just wish it was done better. So I did give it a worst album ever last week, but would I go so far to say it's like in the worst albums of
I still enjoyed a lot of the songs on it. I mean, not nearly close to all of them, but a lot of them.
I think I enjoyed it for what it is.
Yeah.
But, it is what it is. Let's see. I also had...
But reading Chester Bennington, and his reaction to the fans that don't like it...
That was the real story.
So funny. Oh, my God. I think dying.
I think that just made that album that much better to me.
When I hear this, my first thought is, I want to kill you.
And I got another bit of fan feedback from one of our listeners. I'm going to read his message right here. It's a question, actually. How does Adam calculate his percentages for albums? So I answered the question back. The total number of tracks divided by the number of tracks he likes.
I'll make a video about how I do it, and I'll release that someday.
Expert editor, right?
I'll be in front of a chalkboard.
Reply back. But percentages wouldn't carry the same weight. An album with 9 out of 10 would carry less weight than 14 out of 15. Does he just use rounding and grade longer albums more harshly? Reply back. Thank you.
No.
That's what I've been telling him since he started that flawed system.
You know
That's why... Hold on, let me finish.
Okay.
That's why an album like Sempiternal can fall all the way down to the 80s in its top 100. Frustrated face. Smiley face. Frustrated face. Reply back again from me. Not that my best album ever and worst album ever is any better. Reply back. I'll refer him to my statistics department to amend this comparison fallacy.
Oh my god.
At least your system is based on qualitative variables and not qualitative turn quantitative variables.
Jesus Christ, a math major.
This was from my girlfriend Erica.
Thank you. That's what I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
But no, to answer Erica's question, because I was just thinking about this while I was driving today. And I was processing like, oh yeah, I mean this album only had 10 tracks, but is it worse than an album with 11 tracks? You know, if it's 9 out of 10 compared to 10 out of 11, and then my brain said, yes, because it's one better.
It's one better.
It had 10 good tracks against a 9. One better. That's all that matters.
Percentages is the only way to. We've had this talk dozens of times at this show on air, so I've just kind of accepted it, and I know perfectly well that my rating system is intentionally flawed.
You mean best album ever?
Best album ever
worst
and
album?
Worst album ever. That is intentionally flawed.
When it's your entire 100, it's a whole different story.
Yes, and that's when I had graded everything, and I rated everything against one another, and then I ranked it the way I did. Go back.
I think what it goes down to, what it comes down to, is that I'm uncomfortable with my feelings, and if I have to delve too deep into my feelings about an album, then I just get too confused, scared, and sad.
So you let the numbers decide for you.
And I cry in the corner. So I decided, what's a logical way that I can express my feelings about this album? Math.
Numbers.
Math.
Yeah.
My not favorite subject.
There you go.
But I know how to do fractions.
There you go.
Baby. And I'll put on record that Down on the Upside, 14 out of 15 album, is better than Sempiternal, 10 out of 11. Because, god damn it, it's a better album. Also because it has more good songs on it than Sempiternal does, because they tried harder. Because back in the 90s, we tried harder. We tried harder.
Not like these pussy metalcore bands nowadays.
We tried harder as a nation. Tried harder as a species.
Like, come on, you're only going to put 11 tracks on this album? What the fuck is wrong with you and your stupid band?
15 tracks or bust. And he's dead now, so it obviously is even better than Sempiternal.
We also got an email.
We
got an email. If you want to email us, you can email us at theskinny.with@gmail.com.
Gmail.
This email comes to us from BPM Warped at BigPictureMediaOnline.com.
Yes! We got word back!
This message was sent to us on Friday, June 9th at 12:07 p.m.
Is it a sad face?
Mike, thank you for your interest in covering the 2017 Vans Warped Tour. We appreciate your support for this year's tour and the amazing artists who will be performing. As you might imagine, we received a large number of press applications for this year. We regret to inform you that after careful review, we cannot meet your request for a press pass on August 5th, San Diego, California.
Darn.
Tickets for Warped Tour are still available, and we still hope to
give us money instead.
Sincerely, Vans Warped Tour Press.
Well, it's better than that letter from Epitaph.
Yeah, no, it was literally, we cannot process your request at the time.
Well,
so no press for us.
How about for Pomona?
Oh, that's right. That's the very next day.
On August 7th.
Oh, no, because the press application date is already expired.
Well, shit.
Well.
So much for our last night.
Would you still like to go to Warped? Or do you need
Not
to think
really.
about it?
Not really.
Because I'm still going to go to Warped because Erica wants to go to the Warped too. And there's a lot of great bands this year too.
There are a lot of great bands.
Yeah. But if you're
I'll consider it.
Okay. We can if we go
August 5th.
I guess this is kind of a plug for Warped as well. If you go to any Journeys store, like at a mall,
that's right.
You can get a ticket for a flat $40. But then you got to pay for parking.
Right.
And you don't get to hang out in an air-conditioned airplane hangar.
Exactly.
Well, shit. Though that just changed our summer plans. But anyway.
And now I lost a point.
Oh my
on
God,
my list
you
as
did.
well. But I also put on there that we would not go to any more shows after the Bring Me the Horizon show. So if we go to this, then I lose 2 points.
Oh, that's true, huh? Okay.
That means you can't go either.
I've been meaning to actually type out, listen to that episode, type out all of the bets so that we can have it here so we can keep track of them.
Okay, mine are in the folder.
Oh, you already
the Mitt Romney folder.
Okay, cool. Well, I'll do it for my bets as well.
Okay.
So anyway, let's get on to the other bulk of the show. We got some. I like to always start our episodes with some album announcements, but this is the very first time we've had an album unannouncement.
Delay? Question mark?
We don't know what's going on because we're recording this on June 9th, which is a Friday. And, albums come out on Fridays. And one of the most anticipated albums that we're looking forward to today was Being as an Ocean. Waiting for something. Well, I guess we're waiting for this album now. They tweeted 3 days ago, please direct all tweets about release date to @EqualVision. They have the finished album. Bringing as an Ocean's album did not come out today.
No.
And it's not listed on any release calendar for all the major outlets. What is going on?
They're trying to build hype and they're just going to release it next Friday?
Well, all of the social media pages for Being as an Ocean that reference the release date have been taken down. So on the Facebook page, the last thing that you see is back in December when they're like, "Hey, this summer, our new album's coming out." Like,
I have a new album coming out. What the maybe in late spring.
Oh God.
Maybe I'm thinking that they're going to release it at 11:59 tonight.
Waiting for a morning.
Gotcha.
Oh look, pinned tweet.
Uh-oh.
Here it is. It's a picture of an iTunes thing that has Waiting for Morning to Come, their new album, and all of the tracks on their iTunes playlist.
Well, there you go.
So does that mean it's not
out?
Is it out yet? I want it to be out.
What do all the comments say? Are they asking the same question?
I don't know. You're not. I'm on your computer, and I can't. You don't have a Twitter.
Crap.
Okay. Well, you know what? We'll figure it out. But that
way, we'll bring you that highly anticipated Being as an Ocean review.
Woohoo!
In weeks to come.
All right. Well, we'll move on from that for now. But I got really excited about this news. Manchester Orchestra, which is a band that I brought up once during our top 100 albums of all time. They're going to be releasing a brand new album, which is strange because I had heard before that their last album, Cope, which was reimagined to Hope later that year, double album, baby.
Right.
And then that was going to be their last album.
Ever?
Because Andy Hull is now an Oscar award-winning music composer for movies.
Just like Brett McKenzie.
And Trent Reznor.
That's right. Whoa.
Anyway, Manchester Orchestra, his band from, oh my gosh, like 15 years now. They're going to be releasing a new album this July 28th, A Black Mile to the Surface. This is their first album since 2014. Like I said, they released a double album, and then they released a new single called The Gold, which you can listen on everywhere, probably.
On Spotify.
Yeah. This Manchester Orchestra is a great band, and you guys should listen to them.
I've been waiting.
This guy.
I've been waiting for their album to
I gave you a list of all my albums that I ranked them a top 100,
and you were
supposed to highlight the ones you wanted.
I've been putting together a video. I had 17 hours of footage.
It's a video now. Oh, that's right. Never mind.
I'm putting together that thing over the last weeks or so.
Okay.
So I didn't get a chance to go over your top 100 albums.
Okay.
Yet. But that should have been implied that I wanted to hear them. Right.
What? You just want everything on my top 100?
Well, that one I've already asked you about.
Oh, I know.
Because you keep talking about them.
Yeah, I know.
For the past 4 years or so.
Adam, when was the last time I talked about Manchester? Oh.
Not that long ago.
Here we go. Speaking of double albums, Adam's really banking on this one. 10 points at the end of the year if this actually happens.
Oh, that's right.
But with this tweet, if this tweet is to be believed, he's halfway there.
Okay.
At the Brian Fallon.
Yes.
Just tweeted 6 days ago on June 6th, who dat going to New Orleans to make a record?
Ooh.
Who dat, boy? Yes.
So that means he's going there to make it, or he's already making it? Either way, I just want it now.
Well, he is liking he is liking the replies that are mentioning, oh, new Fallon tunes. For all things holy, let it be you.
What?
Well, because he's being vague and he's like, who's going to New Orleans?
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Please, your last solo record was so amazing.
That it was.
You, I hope.
My number 12 album of all time.
Oh, my God, yes.
So my current favorite lead singer, who still happens to be alive,
still alive,
is Brian Fallon. You know, it's weird. If like I'd never discovered Brian Fallon, my top 100 list would have been extremely different.
Yeah, it would be. Yeah. Do you think you would have just like if you took all that out, just shifted everything up, 6 spots?
Probably.
Yeah. Just kind of just let them kind of like Tetris.
Yeah.
You just kind of those lines disappear and like everything else falls down.
I would have been trying to figure out which was better, 10 or Bad Motorfinger. Probably.
There you go.
Probably Devil and God would be up there. But anyway, I'm excited. Hopefully this is album number 1. The second one will be out before the end of the year.
Think it's pretty. What do you think the odds are of a Gaslight Anthem record?
Poor. I still, which is kind of crazy, because I would have thought that he would have.
The last Gaslight Anthem album we had was 2013.
I would have seriously thought that this would be a Gaslight
13,
album.
I'm sorry, 14.
Yeah. Like after he did his solo tour and everything, then it'd be like, okay, let's go make a Gaslight album. But if the other guys are busy with their Radio Shack shifts, and that's okay.
The hours at CVS right now, dude.
They might be. So I'd like to hear me some Benny Horowitz on drums and the bass player's name
and the rest.
I can't remember the bass player's name, but I used to know it. It's something Jewish.
And the Jew.
And the Jew. But no, this is big news.
It is. It's really exciting news. We're both big fans. You know, Adam especially, one of his last favorite living singer.
Because what was scary, because Brian Fallon stopped, his tour ended in December, and we've heard nothing since then.
Because he was writing a record, baby.
I'm glad, because then Chris Cornell dies, and you're like, well, my other favorite singer is kind of Eddie Vedder's still making the rounds, so he's still doing okay. But my favorite singer currently has just disappeared off of the freaking map. I know he might have a history of addiction problems in his past. I have no idea really, but
I don't know where you got that from, Adam. I loved Painkillers, by the way. In an unrelated note.
Don't kill yourself, please. But new album by the end of the year.
I mean, bets aside, I can't wait for that. Can't wait for a new Brian Fallon record.
Do it. The dude has 700 songs.
Oh yeah,
sitting there in his archives.
He has enough to write 2 or more albums in a year.
Know. But you've got to imagine probably 650 of them are shitty songs.
Yeah,
and then he whittles down those last 50 to 12 awesome ones. Which
AbsolutePunk.net was right that 650 of them are just different variations of "Break Your Heart."
Right.
It would break your heart.
It would break your heart if you did then.
The New Orleans honky tonk version of "Break Your Heart."
Right.
It will break your heart if you knew me well.
So that's exciting news, and hopefully all these songs don't sound like Mojo Hand.
Oh yeah, Adam deflated my hype when we talked about this earlier this week. He's like, well, he's talking about New Orleans, and maybe that's the style he's going for. At Mike's least favorite song,
yes.
Nay, it almost brings the whole thing crashing down.
Nope, can't do it.
We are of differing opinions, and that's
Brian,
okay, but fuck you.
You can't crash that entire album on one song. This is why you don't base your numbers on feel.
Number 1 song from last year was Wonderful Life. Next story.
Exactly. But the album was shitty because of that one song.
Oh, one song, dude. Ugh, worst song. So, what do you call it? Oh, so the highly anticipated follow-up to, I think, my number 1 or 2 worst album of 2015, Punk Goes Pop 6.
That's right.
Punk Goes Pop 7 just been announced.
It's kind of a cheat to do both of those albums as your number 1 and
you
2
mean
worst.
Punk Goes 90s and Punk Goes Pop 6? No, it wasn't a cheat.
Like a wrecking ball!
Adam, you look at me right now. You look at me.
Yes.
You did not have to listen to those albums. I fucking did. It's not a fucking cheat that I put both of them on there, and they were both number 2 and number 1.
But this
you didn't listen to them.
This should tell you. You
didn't listen to them.
You don't trust any Punk Goes anything anymore.
Number 4 was legit awesome.
Okay, which one was that?
Sleeping with Sirens did a pretty dope cover of CeeLo's "Fuck You."
Well, shit.
That was a great song, baby.
Well, who's coming up this year on Punk Goes
baby.
Pop
Here
7?
we go, Adam. Try to contain your excitement. I know that you're super stoked about this.
What if pop ever went punk?
Whoa.
Wouldn't that be crazy?
Adele covering
Bring Me the Horizon.
Bring Me the Horizon?
That would be
yes, please.
That would be awesome.
Kesha covering
We Came as Romans?
Attila?
Or that.
They're both of similar lifestyles. We Came as Romans.
Justin Bieber like? Covering...
No, I'm trying to
Motionless in White?
Okay, we have to workshop this. Hold on. We need to workshop Kesha covering We Came as Romans because I'm fascinated by this.
Yes, and it would have to be our favorite song from Tracing Back Roots.
Which one was that?
Track 5. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head.
So help me, class. Don't let go.
I am the one true hope.
Let me go.
I am the one true hope, so give me your answer. We can do this.
Oh, God. Dude, we got to write this down.
It's right here. It's recorded.
We got to do this. We got to get our camera back from Aquila. We got to make a Kesha ghost.
Oh, the one true hope, so give me your answer. Are you in? Are you out?
Oh, my God. Oh.
Well, you can.
Oh my God, I'm fucking fascinated by this.
Maybe DBC can give us a beat, and we can just go and make a Kesha.
Oh, it's gonna be hard to make. Punk. It's gonna be hard to like recreate, like that. Because I have to recreate that whole song structure. We're gonna make this happen, dude. We're gonna make this fucking happen. But first, Punk Goes Pop 7.
The Amity Affliction are on it. That's all I saw.
Adam, are you excited for State Champs covering Stitches by Shawn Mendes?
I've never heard of Shawn Mendes, but sure.
My daughter loves that song. That's the one's like, I be needing kisses. Wait, I'm without your kisses.
Oh.
I be needing That's the only reason why I know that song.
The one that your daughter was singing in our car, like, loudly.
Very.
When we were driving back
over
from somewhere.
and over again, yes. Yeah.
It was like, bitches get stitches. Or whatever. Snitches get stitches? Is that what it was?
Dance, Gavin, Dance, covering That's What I Like, which they released as a promotional single by Bruno Mars.
Don't know the song.
New Year's Day. Who, now that we're not going to be pressed, I guess Adam's not going to be married to her.
Never be married to her again.
You know she's not with Craig Mabbitt anymore?
Good. He made a terrible album. I would leave him too. Anyway, now she's single and I don't get to meet her thanks to the podcast.
No, thanks to all the people who applied, all the people with better credentials than us who applied to San Diego Warped Tour.
Damn it.
She's going to be they're going to be I said she, it's basically yeah, she's the only one in the band. Covering Gangster by Kehlani.
Never heard of
The Amity Affliction covering Can't Feel My Face by The Weeknd.
Has that been released yet?
I don't know.
Okay.
They promoted it on their Instagram, which I do. Oh, Ice Cream Man's here. Andy Black covering When We Were Young by Adele. Adele.
Which one is that?
I don't know if that was a single, but...
Because all I'm thinking of is Gaslight Anthem. And we did it when we were young.
And The Killers. When we
were young.
Fucking great song.
What the fuck is the Adele song? I know I've heard it. I've listened to all three of her albums.
25 again.
Oh, it's on 25. Anyway, who's next?
Grayscale, Love Yourself by Justin Bieber.
I don't know Grayscale.
That title means masturbate. Capsize, Fake Love by Drake.
Fake Happy?
Fake Happy. Everyone's being fake happy nowadays. Boston Manor with Heathens by
Boston Manor.
21 Pilots. Suicide Squad, baby. That's the Suicide Squad song.
That's tough because like 21 Pilots is could be considered punk.
Yeah, I know. Punk goes punk. Eat Your Heart Out with Shape of You by Ed Sheridan. The Plot in You, Let It Go by James Bay. Ice Nine Kills. Is that like
Let It Go like from Frozen?
That's what I thought at first. I'd take a Plot in You singing
that would
Princess
be interesting.
Elsa.
That would be terrible, but that'd be interesting for about 5 seconds.
I would instantly make that my best album of the year if The Plot in You sang Disney's Frozen.
Nope.
Ice Nine Kills, I Don't Want to Live Forever by Taylor Swift. Seaway, We're Closer by the Chainsmokers and Halfway.
So are you going to listen to this shit?
The Name of Love by Marvin Garrix and Barbara Hassan.
Are you going to listen to this shit?
Fuck yeah, I'm going to listen to this shit.
Why? You just like give them more reasons to keep making these.
I know.
God damn it. I'll pass.
Okay. All right, well, we got one more album announcement this past
week.
A nice
indie band.
I guess kind of, well, not so much of a surprise because we've known for weeks now that he's been recording new songs and he keeps talking about a new EP.
Is this our favorite bearded triangle player?
Our favorite bearded triangle player.
Corey Wells!
Corey Wells from the band Corey Wells.
Yes.
He's going to be releasing an EP coming very soon. I don't know. Oh, yeah, there it is.
June 16th?
Coming out June 16th.
Yes.
How to Tear Apart the Ones You Love. Oh, my God, that's so fucking
there's
sad.
3 songs on it, 2 of which he's already released. One of which
Live,
has
right?
been... Well, they were on his EPs. Avoid the Blame and... Was it Weakness?
Fear! No,
Fear.
I think Fear's the new song.
Fear's the new one,
Yeah.
and then the third one is...
Weakness.
Yeah. So, yeah, Fear is the new song. And that song apparently got him a lot of radio play on the local K-Rock station for locals only spotlight, something or other.
That is dope AF.
Dope AF.
Good for you.
He doesn't
Wells.
play triangle, Max Power. He plays the guitar, okay? We don't interview triangle players
anymore.
We only interviewed like 5 of them.
We're in the big leagues. I don't see the Dead Bedouins, interviewing any other bearded barista full-time coffee shop.
They interview heterosexual men who ride Harleys.
That's right.
And drink Old Crow.
Old Crow. Uncle Bear.
He's covered in tranny fluid. Listen to the Dead Bedouins, please. They're much better than us. They always have been.
I have been splashed with motor ass fluid.
They've always been better than us.
Oh.
But anyway, Corey Wells, our favorite Battle of the Bands winner from Taste of the Chaos 2016.
We interviewed him last two years ago.
Apparently, our final interview was with Corey Wells. We have like credentials at this point.
Yes.
We've been Warped Tour, Taste of Chaos, and then Warped Tour turns us down.
And half of us are filmmakers.
And half of us are filmmakers now.
Yeah.
But anyway, Corey Wells' new song, have you heard it?
I did.
How is it?
It's really, really good.
Okay.
But
I haven't not
really,
heard
really
it.
Corey Wells.
Well, he's only had like 5 songs.
It's still really, really Corey Wells.
I guess this would be his 6th.
Yeah.
So
Woo! New songs.
So I'm ready for that full album any day now.
Yes.
And when I put on one of his comments that, because he mentioned something about Moose Blood, and I was like, this song's still not as good as The Distance by Corey Wells, and he wrote back, I haven't played that song in months.
Literal months.
He's like, it's still good though. And he's like, I'd play it for you if you ever came to a show.
Oh.
And I was just like. I like this. I should go to a Corey Wells show.
You have balls, Corey Wells.
And I'll be
you
there.
Have balls.
As soon as I don't have a 4-year-old, I'll be there.
You don't know what it's like, Adam.
He played in Murrieta and we didn't go.
Yeah, because it was a fucking Tuesday at like
No,
3.
it was a Saturday.
Oh my God.
We didn't go because you were too busy, getting red hair out of your teeth like me. That's what we do now.
Adam.
That's right.
Give me some. Yeah, too sweet.
Whatever the hell that was.
I don't know what that was.
That's what Mike and I do now.
For the listeners.
Red hair is everywhere.
For the listeners, I pinched my thumbs, my middle and ring fingers together and made kind of like a devil horn face.
More like a cow?
There you go. I made a cow face.
And we kissed each other.
To kiss me with his cow hand as well.
It had nothing to do with eating red hair out of vaginas, but
yep, there you go.
It's all good.
Whoop! Anyway, so we're going to follow up on last week's really depressing episode, and we're going to talk about a little bit more depressing stuff. Because
bringing it down.
We're going to bring it down a little bit. We're going to talk about the toxicology report. That was pretty fast.
I know.
Usually, doesn't that come in like weeks later?
Well, it had been weeks. It had been 2.5 weeks.
Okay.
So I was expecting a couple more weeks, but man, the toxicology report shows up. And guess what happened?
Michigan's Wayne County Medical Examiner released the autopsy and toxicology report in the death of Chris Cornell last Friday, with the coroner confirming that the manner of death was suicide.
Damn.
And that drugs did not contribute to the cause of death.
Right. Because the drugs that were found in his system are probably all the same things that you and I have in our system right now.
Like Ativan.
And caffeine.
And caffeine.
And
black tar heroin.
Decongestant. There was no black tar heroin found. Respect the dead.
It is my opinion that death was caused by hanging. See a man hanging from the roof there. Natural causes, Jim. Open and shut case.
Hey, if I was going to hang myself, I'd shoot up while I was hanging. Wouldn't that be the best? Then you just fall asleep while you die.
Oh yeah, that'd be great.
Right? I don't know.
It's the best way to die. Wayne County Assistant.
I'm joking because I'm hurting.
You what?
I'm joking because I'm hurting on the inside.
So we're gonna turn the knife a little bit more and keep talking about this. Based on the circumstances surrounding this death and the autopsy findings, the manner of death is suicide. I said that already. The medical examiner then reiterated the circumstances of Cornell's death as found in the police report, which stated that Cornell was found partially suspended by a resistance exercise band in his hotel room. The injuries sustained were all consistent with hanging, partially suspended by the... Okay, so fucking legal speak. Additionally, 7 different drugs were found in Cornell's post-mortem toxicology report, including a significant dose of the anxiety medicine Ativan.
Yes, but not a lethal dose.
What is a lethal dose of Ativan?
More milligrams than that.
However, it is the medical examiner's opinion that these drugs did not contribute to the cause of death.
That's what I said.
But if it contributes to a different state of mind that might want to make you kill yourself...
Ativan doesn't make you want to kill yourself. I told you this last week on the podcast.
I looked it up, though. One of the side effects of Ativan is suicidal thoughts.
Where did you look this up?
Internets.
On WebMD?
Not WebMD.
Because if you do, then you have cancer... And you're wrong.
I know. I am already dead, according to WebMD.
You need a new brain, a new spleen, all the above.
Well, based on my expert knowledge of Ativan...
Which is none.
Which is none.
Except for typing it into Google, and there it came.
Well, I mean, it's not like I did, 30 seconds research. Well, open and shut case, Johnson. No, I looked that up for a little while. I had some time, this past week, especially after I re-listened to the show, and I was like, I want to see what other... if there's any other studies or anything done on Ativan, and I saw a consistent trend of some of the side effects, especially when you abuse it, that say suicidal thoughts is a side effect.
But he wasn't abusing it. He just had a higher than average dose.
I don't think he would...
Because I clicked on one of those links in there that took me somewhere to say a dose that would cause that kind of thing to go on in your head was 300 milligrams or 350 milligrams, and he was found with 150 or something like that. It was a very significant difference. So, anyway, he also had caffeine, which makes you want to kill yourself.
Can you help me read these things? Because the drugs found in Cornell's system were...
Oh, crap. I couldn't read most of them either.
Okay, I just thought you were around them.
He had some no-dose. He had pseudoepinephrine, which you take when you have allergy problems. And...
pseudoepinephrine, caffeine, and... Naloxone?
Naloxone. That one I don't know about.
The caffeine came from no-dose tablets the singer ingested.
4 doses of lorazepam. There you go. That's not that high because plenty of people will take 6 or 8 Ativans and still be perfectly fine.
Yeah, but then taking it with the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 things that were found in the system...
I don't know what the other things do. Does it say?
No. They just kind of talk about the caffeine pills. Other prescription drugs included the sedative, butalbital, Narcan.
Butalbital and Narcan, of course.
What is that?
I don't know.
Okay.
Those aren't psychiatric medications, so I have no idea.
And 4 doses of lorazepam.
Yes.
Which is known as the anxiety Ativan.
Which is, it's way too many Ativan, for sure. Usually you can take 1 and you're, pretty chill if you're, not angry because your voice just ended your career.
So this article goes on to talk about the different dosages that were found in his body. But following the release of the autopsy and toxicology report, Cornell's widow, Vicky, released a statement to Rolling Stone. Oh, poor Vicky. I'm sure she's just getting bombarded constantly with you trying to talk to her. Many of us who know Chris well noticed that he wasn't himself during his final hours and that something was off. We have learned from this report that several substances were found in the system. After so many years of sobriety, this moment of terrible judgment seems to have completely impaired and altered his state of mind. Something clearly went terribly wrong, and my children and I are heartbroken and are devastated that this moment can never be taken back. We very much appreciate all of the love we have received during this extremely difficult time and are dedicated to helping others in preventing this type of tragedy.
There you go.
I think the suicide hotline information is not on here, so.
But it's out there.
It's out there, yes.
Just call 911
if you need help. Please call a professional. Please call the police and get the help that you need.
There you go.
Don't let this thing happen to you.
It's just very difficult to say.
Especially if you're Brian Fallon.
None of those other medications, make you want to kill yourself or can kill you.
Well, on their own. I don't know, especially because we don't know what some of this stuff is. On their own, I'm sure maybe they couldn't, but together, I'm sure you shouldn't be mixing shit. You shouldn't be mixing anything together, dude.
If anything, it would kill you by making your heart stop or giving you a heart attack when you're 52 years old.
Giving you an altered state of mind that makes you want to kill yourself?
No. Ativan doesn't do that, and neither mixing Ativan and caffeine that's not going to make you want to kill yourself. Ativan on its own doesn't make you kill yourself.
That's what I mean.
That's what I'm saying.
On its own, maybe doesn't, but maybe that's but also contradicts the expert testimony that I've read online about suicidal thoughts. But mixing that all together with all those things, that can't be good for you, dude.
It doesn't make you want to kill yourself. I think he had other reasons he wanted to kill himself, and it was
we dig him back up.
Really sad.
Have a second opinion.
And maybe I'll just agree with Rick that he thought that since his wife thought he had relapsed, then that clicked in his head. And he's like, well, I'm not going to be able to get around this, am I? So I might as well off myself, which doesn't make any sense either. So fuck it. Open and shut case.
Yeah.
Nobody cares.
Regardless of what it is, it doesn't make any sense because, a talented man, a man whose life impacted many people, half of our show especially.
Yeah, exactly.
He took his own life, and it fucking sucks, and we'll never find out why.
Sit around and wait for my next hero to kill himself.
Brian. Listening, Brian?
Or it'll be one of my favorite baseball players or something like that.
Chapman.
Chapman, sure. That'll destroy you more than me.
Chapman, no! What are the Yankees going to do without Chapman?
He's already fired his gun in front of his wife and kids.
That was an accident.
Well, and did you hear yesterday the Cubs shortstop? Somebody posted on Twitter that he hit his wife.
Oh.
So
he is a professional sports player.
He sat out a game.
Oh, that'll show him.
There's no proof of it. It was just a friend of his wife's posted on Twitter. Oh, by the way, Addison Russell hit his wife in front of his kids.
Okay, bye.
He's been cheating on her for years. And
hashtag
all this
go
stuff.
Cubs.
It's just hashtag World Series champions. It was just I don't know what to believe now, but the Cubs have lost 3 in a row, so that doesn't even matter.
Don't hit your wife. Don't hit anyone.
Don't shoot a gun.
Don't kill yourself.
Don't kill yourself.
Brian Fallon, if you're listening, write 2 albums this year.
Please do.
Because we want it.
And watch Adversity AF on YouTube.
Yeah, there we go. See, these are the things you got to take away by listening to The Skinny with Mike and Adam.
And really all you have to do is type Adversity AF into the search engine.
I don't think anything else in YouTube is titled Adversity AF, so it should be pretty easy to find.
It's right there.
Yeah.
All 15 views of it.
Can you guys please add to that views? Adam worked really hard. And I'm not just saying this as a groveling way. We really want people to listen to it because we think it's really funny.
It made Mike laugh. It made my wife laugh.
I know. She didn't laugh at all.
She didn't laugh for the entire time until the end, but still.
Well, she's seen a lot of it already. She sat here with us and saw it.
She sat there having to turn it up and down.
Yeah, rolling her eyes.
So, yeah, I'm still grieving over my Chris Cornell loss.
Yeah.
But I'm going to
just take a while, dude.
I'm going to trust what Rick says, where he felt like he had a relapse, and then instead of pick himself up and be like, "Oh, it's okay, I'll be fine." He was just like,
"I've gone through this before. I can do it again." No.
Nope, not at 52.
No, that's your life's over by then.
Not with your legions of fans, your millions of dollars, your pseudo youth.
He couldn't even make it to 54, which is twice 27.
I know. Anyway,
and every lead singer dies at 27.
They all did.
Brian.
He's 36.
I know.
37 now. Shit. So anyway, do we have any other bad news to discuss?
We don't have any more bad news.
This was a lot of bad news today. You realize that? We're not going to Warped Tour.
Punk Goes Pop 7.
Punk Goes Pop 7. Being as an Oceans album didn't come out.
I know. So weird.
Chris Cornell's toxicology reports made it more confusing than ever.
If anything, I'm more confused about it. But I again, I'm not an expert or anything, but all that stuff in your system, it's got to do something to you, dude. If anything, it makes you not think clearly.
It might.
Yeah.
But if you talk to me, I can save you.
Adam, what do you know?
I know that Sir Julian Darby saves lives.
See, that's the problem. Soundgarden never went on tour with Innocence and Inspiration.
They really should have. It would have made more sense.
That would have been the winter tour. I just couldn't make it that long.
That's true.
Sorry.
Well, all I know is that he's in the video.
Yes. We managed to get in contact with great musicians.
I don't know how we found him. That was so weird. It was so random. Like we happened to be walking out in the desert.
Yeah.
And like this canopy was out there, and there he was. I mean, it was just like you got to see it. I can't describe it over just words. It's a visually stunning moment.
Turns out he's a big fan of our show too. So, I mean, like if Julian likes our show, you guys should like our show.
Did they finally get the internet down in New Zealand? Is that what happened?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, now they have trains that lead up to the mainland, right? Throwback to a past episode.
Oh man. Well, hopefully he's working on his 13th album now. Is that what it was?
I think so. Yeah.
Man.
You know, we should be getting some Innocence and Inspiration news in the near future.
I'm excited. Well, now that like we have so much free time on our hands.
Well, now we finally have time to listen to some music.
God, finally.
You know, last week we reviewed 2 albums, but there are a few albums that we neglected to mention.
Yes.
One of them was Dream Car, an album that we talked about many times.
Well, we first brought it to the masses back in 2016.
Late 2016 when the announcement of the supergroup was made. That's, of course, Davey Havok of AFI, teaming up with the members of No Doubt who aren't Gwen Stefani. You know, the ones out of work.
So we got your Adrian Curry on drums. You got your Tony Kanal on bass. And you got your Tom something on guitar.
And the rest.
And when you look at their band photo, it looks like just a line of very, very manly men. Heterosexual as fuck.
They are so hetero, dude.
Oh my God, they're the gayest looking band I've ever seen in my life. Anyway, the music.
Bunch of gay old guys.
The music is equally as gay.
Equally as gay?
Can you say that I mean, it's so 80s synth pop, but not only is it good,
yes,
it's exactly the route that Davey Havok needs to go in. Because he's been trying to bring this 80s synth pop into AFI since Crash Love. Yeah. And, you know, there were times where it was like, okay, and then there were times that it just didn't work at all. So it was just like, it felt like he channeled all of that into Dream Car, and I felt it worked out pretty well.
This is definitely Crash Love's older, gayer older brother.
Gayer older brother.
But he's really cool, though.
But he's awesome.
Yeah.
He asks first before he touches your penis.
That's true, because all gay men are sexual predators who touch people.
Yeah, especially children. So this one will ask first before it touches your child.
Oh, God, that's the worst thing we've ever said. Anyway.
All I know is that it was a pretty decent album.
Yeah.
There's some pretty gay songs on it, though.
Like
bring up the track listing real quick on my iTunes. Because there's a song where he talks about, I don't know, the one about all the girls on the charts. All the boys love the girls on the charts.
Oh, yeah, I remember that one.
That song's pretty gay.
Gay like in a musical way, or gay like...
Gay like it's not a good song.
The verse talks about how I pound butt. Yeah, All of the Dead Girls, track 5.
All of the Dead Girls, love me, love me.
That's a good song, dude.
I don't like that song.
I like that song.
That's not my thing.
Yeah.
But it's pretty gay.
But in a good way.
And the Kill for Candy, is that track 2?
I think that was the song that they first unveiled.
That was the first single.
Yeah.
Pretty gay.
But it works in the context of the record.
Not in a good way.
You don't think so?
I like me some gay, but just that was gay, but a little not
in a
good.
Bad way.
But not
in
a bad way. A non-consensual
okay.
way. Yes. There's plenty of good gay here.
Yeah.
There's plenty of you know penis soaked in olive oil.
Ooh.
For its entire life.
Oh, guys, if you have never tried that, I mean, pickle your wiener for a while.
This is the best dick.
Pickle your wiener in the finest olive oil. Like, not extra virgin, like just pure fucking olive oil.
I put that in my mouth.
Oh, dude, me too.
20 seconds.
Oh, God, what is that from?
Too many Louis references.
That's right, yeah.
The new Louis.
That's the stand-up special, right?
It's like 20 seconds. You know how long 20 seconds is? Oh.
So Dream Car, did you have a score for it?
I think I gave it a 9 out of 12.
That's really good.
I was very impressed with it. I was expecting to hate it, of course.
Yeah.
And there's 3 songs on there that are just a little bit too flamboyantly in my face, not just not so great. Mm-hmm. But I mean, I felt it was just a perfect side project. It sounded like what Crash Love would have been if it wasn't AFI.
If it like this could have been the sequel to Crash Love.
Yes, completely.
Like. But I'm glad it wasn't. I'm glad we got Burials instead. But you're right. It's the perfect side project because it doesn't.
It's not like Extremist, which is just.
Which is
no
the
purpose.
wrong way to do
right.
a side project. But this is a good side project in a sense where it doesn't undermine the musicians.
Yes.
I guess what do you call it? Like primary bands.
Yes.
Right?
And you know what to expect going into it,
right.
And it doesn't disappoint.
Like it exceeded expectations for me, but my expectations were kind of low. So this ended up being kind of like it's pleasant, it's fair. I don't think it's going to be like top 12 or top 10 album of the year material for me, but
it'll be in my high honorable mentions.
Yeah,
I have no doubt.
I think I'm going to give this a shout out at the end of the year. So check out Dream Car if you get a chance. And what else did you check out, Adam?
I checked me out some Art of Anarchy.
Scott Stapp's own Art of Anarchy.
So did you know that Art of Anarchy released an album in 2015
with a different singer,
with Scott Weiland?
Yeah, how's he doing?
He's no longer with us.
Oh.
Death by drugs.
Yep.
Now, those are the kind of drugs that kill you.
Yes.
That he took.
Lots of drugs.
I forgot what they were. But there were a lot of painkillers. Anyway, Art of Anarchy. My first time listening to Scott Stapp since the 2009 Creed album, Full Circle. Because I don't go for me some solo Scott Stapp. There's just no purpose to that.
Right. Nobody should ever listen to
I went into this with 0 expectations, expecting to hate it. It was all right.
Okay.
It wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. There's like 2 really good songs on there. I think the title track, The Madness, and then Somber are 2 really, really good songs.
Like legit good.
Legit good, where I'm just like, yeah, I freaking like this.
So on first impression, this is basically just radio butt rock.
Sure.
Is it more than that? Convince me to listen to this.
It's got... How could I say? Because I feel like having Bumblefoot on guitar, it gives it like that kind of 80s metal sound.
Okay.
And there's no Disturbed influence on it at all.
Is this... Yeah, that's right.
And I wouldn't say that it's anything... Let's see. When you say butt rock, you're talking Nickelback.
I'm talking about Nickelback and Creed and P.O.D. and Godsmack and...
P.O.D. is more new metal.
Yeah, but they're pretty butt rock, dude.
New butt metal?
New butt metal, yeah.
Sorry. No, I mean, there's a couple of songs on there that... Ooh, Saliva. That's pretty bad.
That's the buddiest butt rock.
Yeah. But no, I mean, Scott Stapp still sounds like Scott Stapp. And I feel like the guitar work was great, and it wasn't too preachy. I mean, granted, this is our first time hearing of Scott Stapp ever since his mental breakdown in 2014. So... Yeah, and so like a lot of the songs are about slipping into mental illness, which I kind of enjoyed listening to.
Cool.
So at least he's like out there saying like, "Hey, I got real problems, and I'm trying to get better at it, and try not to be like me." But there's other songs of like, "I need you to complete me," kind of things, where you're just like, "Ooh, I'm not feeling this one so much." A little too hopecore, but it's more. It's not like. Well, I thought it was focused on just one particular person, but it might have been like directed at the entire fan base. You.
All 7 of you fans.
Right, the ones that are still left. There's still a lot of them, I'm sure. But no, like Somber and The Madness, I felt were really good songs.
Okay.
And the rest of it was all right. I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 10.
6 out of 10. Okay.
If you go into it with very few expectations, you won't be too disappointed.
Okay. So.
And
you
then
listened to one more, didn't you?
The EP.
The EP by the Google Dolls, who you may remember from such albums as Dizzy Up the Girl.
My number 13 album of all time?
13 album of all time.
It would have been like my top 3 if you took all the Brian Fallon off.
Yeah. You Should Be Happy was their new EP. When did that release? Like last month?
Yeah, like May, I think.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean this EP mixing wise sounded a lot better than Boxes.
Yeah, Boxes you can kind of tell was produced bad.
It was kind of overproduced, even though a lot of the songs were really good. I felt you could just kind of sense like they tried a little bit too hard with that reverb.
Yeah.
So they kind of scaled it back on these 4 tracks, which helped a lot. And they threw, Robbie, the bass player, original lead singer from back in the day. Yes. He's got 1 track on there, track 3. Didn't care for that song, but the other 3 songs that Johnny does, pretty good. And I was reading that he's kind of realized now that you got to keep on releasing albums, and you can't go 4 years without releasing albums. Because he's like, he literally said, I'm pretty lazy, and I can go 2 years without writing a song.
Can we all?
So I decided I should at least put out something at this point, just 1 year after my last album, which I appreciated. It was good for what it was.
Cool. So 4 out of 4?
3 out of 4.
3 out of 4, okay.
And then I listened to me some California Deluxe Edition this week, too.
Which I listened to as well. This is basically a whole new album. Basically all the B-sides from last year's California, which you may remember as like my number 10 album of last year.
Number 10?
Yeah. Okay. Or 9 or something like that. I don't remember. Listen to those episodes.
The folder is right there.
It's way over there,
It's way one hand length away from you.
I can't reach.
It was like it was something in my teens or 20s.
Adam, how disappointed were you for California Deluxe Edition?
There was like 5 songs on California that I didn't like.
Okay.
So there was 5 songs on the Deluxe Edition I did like.
Oh my!
Out of 10.
I can't remember a goddamn thing. I listened to this album like all of last week.
I
can't remember a goddamn thing from this album.
I like 6 out of 8 a lot. Or if it's 6/8 or 6 out of 8.
They even went so far as to add another joke track at the end. Can't Get You More Pregnant, which is both unfunny and unmemorable.
Just like the Pool song.
Fuck you, Adam.
I like Don't Mean Anything.
They did something cool at least with track 8, which is 6/8, which is done in 6/8 time.
Of course.
But the song's not very good.
I like Bottom of the Ocean. 6 out of 8 was good. 6/8 was a good song.
I like the concept of 6/8 more than I like the song.
That doesn't make any sense.
It makes all the sense in the world.
Just because it's your podcast doesn't mean you can make up what sense.
Our podcast.
Yeah. So 50% of us says you can't make up the sense.
Completely.
But no, I gave it a 5 out of 10. Whatever.
That's about what I kind of expected to. It's all right. I mean, if you're a big fan of California, I like California. It's not one of my best.
It can't count as like a album for the year.
It's gonna be my best album of the year.
But I don't even feel like it can take a spot on your worst albums if you hated it that much.
Album that came out in 2017.
Right, but I'm just saying it was an album that was recorded for an album that came out in 2016. Therefore, it doesn't count.
So when Brian Fallon has 700 songs that he's just sitting on.
Yes.
And they all get released in 2017 because arbitrarily, why would you just
if it was
take a bunch of songs?
If it was Painkillers Deluxe Edition with 12 new tracks, then I'd be like, doesn't count.
Oh no! Yes,
because
you would count that.
You know those tracks.
Son of a bitch.
Those tracks actually would not be good. I bet you.
Oh God! No,
I've already
inaccurate.
given it. I've given it a 4 out of 12. I already
know.
That's
what it deserves for coming out late.
These are Molly and her zombies tracks.
There we go. Well, there you go, guys. That's our show for this week. We crammed a lot for coming unprepared today.
I think so.
But next week, shall we review some... Should we get back to a review?
Might as well.
Let's do some...
Wolves?
Wolves by Rise Against.
Rise Against. So I've only listened to it twice.
I have listened to it 0 times. So I'll be listening to that very soon and then reviewing it all this week. And we will share our track-by-track thoughts with you guys this week. It's going to be tough because this next week I'm going to be very busy. So I'm going to try to really squeeze in some time.
One album to listen to.
No, I mean I'm busy in my personal life. It's my girlfriend's birthday on Saturday.
Album to listen to.
And Our Last Night.
And a half.
And Art of Anarchy. And Boxes Deluxe Edition.
Well, there you go. I guess you don't have time to listen to Rise Against.
No, but I mean, I might be busy, so I need to squeeze in time to get together with you to do that episode.
Oh, there you go.
That's what I mean.
Well, if we do a Friday, I guess that could work. But all I know about Rise Against so far after 2 listens is that like the first 4 tracks, I'm like, yay!
Those are the 4 singles too.
There's 4 singles already?
4 singles already.
Holy shit.
Yep.
Well, I feel good when I listen to those 4 tracks, and then my brain leaves my body for the rest of the 9 that are after that.
So it's like the last 2 Rise Against albums?
I'm hoping not, because like I those 2 times I've listened to the album, I've been like, oh man, I feel like maybe Rise Against could make a really good album again with those 4 tracks, and then I kind of come back on track 13. I'm like, oh, that album. What happened to the rest of the album?
That was a fun EP.
I don't remember anything for the last 35 minutes of listening.
Neither does Rise Against. Well, anyways, that was our episode this week. Be sure to like us on Facebook at facebook.com/skinny with Mike and Adam. Follow us on Twitter at The Skinny Pod. Subscribe to us on iTunes at The Skinny Official. Go to drivebybcurious.bandcamp.com. Go check out some cool music there. Go check out Adversity AF on our aforementioned YouTube channel.
Stop using big words.
I can't.
Get off the drugs.
I can't. Adafan is so good. It tastes amazing. And then go check out our friends at the meltingpot.net, particularly our friend Rick Wellbanks with Shit Rick Says. Subscribe to him on iTunes at Shenanigans with Rick Wellbanks.
If you want to hear the Dead Bedouins lampoon us and destroy our credibility,
go check out their last episode.
Listen to the first 10 minutes of their episode.
Yeah, it's good stuff. And I
was just going to say that, after I took that verbal thrashing from Max Power
and
Vinny,
they sure let you have it.
Then I remembered the disclaimer at the beginning of every episode of the Dead Bedouins.
Yes.
Everything we say is not to be taken seriously, and it's for the sake of comedy. Luckily, Sandman reminds us in every episode.
If you have...
just in case they ever... Right. That's cricket league, I guess.
malformed. Or have a penis. Stop fucking listening.
So I remember that disclaimer. That way, if they ever get sued for what they say...
Yeah.
Since
do you have a penis?
It happens all the time. Yeah. Where we get sued. Podcasts get sued for libel all the time.
Podcasts are like the most...
sued. I know.
Sued form of entertainment.
Joe Rogan can't stay out of court because he's getting sued
constantly.
So much.
That's why he's so buff, because he keeps opening the doors to his law office.
I know.
This joke's going nowhere.
I know. But anyway, that was fun.
Episode, and as we say every week on The Skinny with Mike and Adam,
if your cat shits in a box, clean it out.
I thought you were going somewhere with that, but that's perfect.